everyone. Welcome to Chant A Psalm A Day. How is everyone doing? We are here live again on Tuesday. Yep, it is Tuesday. We got my candle here. We're good. Got my hot tea. Yeah. So good. Oh my goodness. It's delicious, y'all. Delicious. So, greetings and welcome to Chant A Psalm A Day. We are here again. Thank you for liking this video. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited because of the ability to breathe. We can breathe. We are alive. Let's give thanks for this day that we are alive. I got up really early. I've been, having some sleep stuff. Oh, staying off the grid. What's happening now again? Why? So anyway, we're up at the hour. We're at the 6 o'clock hour, a little bit after 6 a.m. here on the Eastern Shore, where I'm at, and I am. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for liking this video very much. I appreciate that a lot. But I wanted to start off that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart is acceptable in the sight of what is right, what is kind, what is good, what is loving, what is, beautiful in the sight of all that is that. So I'm grateful. I'm very thankful that I could have this opportunity to, chant the psalm. And let me just share this real quick. Okay. I'm going to share this video on Facebook. Okay. So, oh, why did that happen like that? But as we, get into the psalm, we have Chechnya. Am I saying it correct? Chechnya. Greetings all the way from Chechnya. Thank you for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. We are here live every day. Thank you so much for, joining this platform and sharing with me in the word. I am not a preacher. Okay? I'm not a preacher. I'm not preaching anything. Staying off the grid, are you posting things that are not good? What's happening? So, okay, Lydia the Chosen One. I'm under serious demonic attack. Please pray for me. This man I'm dating got mad because he wanted to have sex and I sit in the shower too long. Oh my gosh. We are living in a time, okay, where people are, and not you out there, I'm not talking about anyone out there, but I'm talking about individuals who have a tendency to lead from their flesh. Okay, staying off the grid, that's not really nice. So I might have to put you on a timeout. I don't like doing that. But I don't know why you have to, talk. And this person here needs to be reported. So anyway, as we get to the psalm today, I wanted to just share a few things. It At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're a Jew, if you're a Gentile, if you're a Mason or an Elk or a Republican or a Democrat, it does not matter. It doesn't matter. Because when we look at our identity, we have to identify with something higher than these things, right? So the question is being asked of me, am I a Christian or Rastafarian? I don't see where that question is meaningful. Like, why does that matter? Like, why does it matter that I am black? I am a woman. I'm not supposed to preach the word of God. I'm a woman. I'm supposed to stay in the back, right? So when we look at our lives and how framed, it's framed in a very patriarchal way. It's male dominated, in other words. So I think it's womb envy. Like, because we have a womb and we carry the baby and we can create this out of our own bodies, we're looked at as, witches or something nefarious. So we've been held back. The women's movement, we can tell from that what that was about. Even today, we see many pastors, are adamant about women preachers and not having women preachers because women have issues of blood. Women have different hormonal frequencies than men. And we can oftentimes, be emotional. We're emotional creatures. Blessed greetings, Connie. Happy Tuesday. We're up at the 6 o'clock hour. You're probably getting ready for work or you're probably at work. But thank you for joining Chant A Psalm A Day. We are here again today. So we're talking about, how as women, how we are to empower ourselves without being dominating and oppressive, right? So I always like to talk about the stone that the builder refused. Like when somebody refuses you or they've thrown you away, oh, mama got her oil and shit. Yay! I'm so glad her oil got in there. Connie, thank you so much. Thank you, Mom, for having you. I love you all so much. So I'm glad she got her oil. I'm gonna be sending her monthly shipments if she wants. She doesn't have to pay anything. She is a royal queen. Okay, she's the sister of a wonderful woman that I knew, and I will treasure them in my heart always, no matter what. So I'm glad that I brought this up because when you have been refused, the stone that the builder refused. Now the builder can be building a relationship, the builder can be building a building, whatever that builder is building up. When you have been refused, right? You have been refused as part of that building, part of that relationship, or somebody doesn't want to build with you, right? Guess what? That refusal, you're going to end up being the head of the corner. You're going to end up being, because you've been refused. You've been bamboozled. You've been hoodwinked. You've been pushed aside. You've been not chosen. However, you have to remember, I have to remember too, that we are already been chosen. No one or nothing can distract us from that chosen life that we have been given, right? So when relationships end, people pass away, that is the beginning of your new life. That's the beginning of something new. So we have to embrace it. I know it's hard. It was hard for me. However, if you look at my videos and see my channel and look at the transformation that has happened to me, Oh my goodness, it's unbelievable. So I love the fact that I can grow and become the purpose of righteousness. Like I want to be God's purpose. Like I want to be what God wants me to be. Okay. So I am embracing that. And I'm loving it because it's about time, right? That we look at life. I know, Connie, it's okay. But I look at life in this way that we have to really be honest and communicate our feelings, because as children we may not have learned about feelings and what they are and how to communicate them. So when we get to be adults and we feel something, we don't share it, we don't communicate what we're feeling. And that's the breakdown of relationships. Relationships break down when there's no communication. So I've moved on, and I'm good about where I'm at in my life. And I'm embracing the renewal. I'm embracing the redemption. I'm embracing all that is generational wealth, you know. So when I leave this earth, I'm not leaving people in poverty behind me, you know. I'm not leaving people in a situation where they have to struggle to get by. I want to leave my children and my partner and whoever I'm with something, you know. So that's why I'm working so hard. That's why I'm pushing so hard with these projects that I have. I have these projects that are in the beginning stages that's going to blossom into something wonderful. So, Connie, I'm so blessed of you. You claim him in the name of Jesus, because Jesus is long suffering now. You've suffered long, so you stick with that. You commune with that Most High as your next husband. Yes, that is beautiful. That just gives me a light of shining and brightness, because it's inspirational. It's love that cannot die. Your love that you have inside of you, someone else have seen it and they want to share it, their love with you. And that's the most beautiful thing ever, where you can be together in harmony. There's a harmonic pattern that even when there's a disagreement, you're still calling each other babe. But babe, but babe, how is this happening? But babe, you're still loving each other and calming each other down in this way. So I am glad for that. And that just kicks off the Psalm today. Thank you, Connie. It kicks off the Psalm today because it's titled, God Himself is Judge. So Psalm 50 is looking at who is the ultimate judge. It's not that person, it's not her, it's not him, it's not me. I am not, it is righteousness. So righteousness is a judge. Righteousness has to be the judge, because that is what's going to take things into a right space. Wrongness can't judge righteousness. Righteousness has to judge it all. So I can't judge someone and say they're going to go to hell because they were mean to, you know what I mean? I can't do that. I am not the ultimate of righteousness. I am seeking that every day. Okay. But the one that was the ultimate one, who was embodying that, went to prepare a place. Okay. So while that one is gone, it's not gonna, the cat's away, the mice can play now and do what they want to do. No, we got to stay in the grace. We got to stay in the grace. If we're lonely, because our relationship is, whatever it is, and we're lonely and depressed, we don't go out and go find someone else to lay up with. You know what I mean? That's being a hoe. Okay, that's being a hoe. So we try to work our relationships out. We don't leave them for someone else, because then you're going to end just the way you began. Relationships end the way they begin. When they begin in a deception, right? They're going to end in that way. When they begin in truth and right and love and friendship, they're going to sustain longer. So I always talk about the lust of the eyes is destruction. The lust of the flesh is destroying you. It's going to destroy you, right? And the lust of a person, when you lust after a person, it's going to be arguments. Yeah, arguments. So you don't lust after people, So this psalm today is really powerful because it gives us a foundation of who we are in this space, in this journey with other people, right? So verse 1, I ask that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart is acceptable in the sight of what is righteous. You may not accept me. You may not accept me. Someone told me, they said, I'm too hard. I have too much rules. My rules is just righteousness, just honesty and truth and communication, and talking. Oh, I'm spending this. What do you think? Oh, I'm buying this. What? Not just going out like you're single and spending money. You know what I mean? People take advantage of people in this way instead of being a team player. So if you think I'm too hard to be with, such a hard team player because I got rules and I want generational wealth, and you may not want that, then we're not going to jive. We can't jive together. It's not going to work. So you got to be on the same page. And my page is about generational wealth, creating a future, not just living for the moment. I live for the moment in terms of embracing the wonders of the moment. However, I am not going to live in that moment in terms of not thinking of a future, right? There, you have a future in righteousness. And when you stay in that place, you're going to see the results, and the outcome is going to be amazing. So in this psalm, it talks about the mighty one, God the Lord. And that God is righteousness. That Lord is compassion and mercy. So the mighty one, that mighty one embraces all of these attributes: patience, serenity, humility, integrity. All of that is the mighty one. Okay? And that mighty one speaks and summons the earth from the rise of the sun to the set of the sun. And we talked about this in Psalm 48 about Zion. You are Zion. You are the good soil. Plant inside of you the goodness and mercy of the Lord, right? Because out of that, the perfection of beauty shines forth. Righteousness shines forth. So out of you comes this perfection of beauty. There's a couple, I think the name is Judy Depart. She's from New Orleans, and the Brat. She's a rapper. They both got married, right? They call each other beautiful. They don't call each other by their names, or honey, or baby, or dear. Dear is also an animal. I don't like being called dear. Like, okay. Dear heart. So they call each other by that name, beautiful, because we have to embrace our beauty. Oh, Connie knows about Judy and the Brat. Yeah, I love that couple. They're just, amazing. and she, they both are business people. They're creating generational wealth for their families. And it's a beautiful thing. Two women got married this past Saturday, I think, or Sunday, from the Virgin Islands. One is from the Virgin Islands and one is, I guess, from the US. But they got married. And the pictures are beautiful. And all I looked at it, I said, that's the God flow. That's God flowing. Beautiful, just absolutely, coming together in love and unity in that way is exactly what God wants to see. It doesn't matter the gender, it doesn't matter the color, it doesn't matter all these superficial attributes. What matters is your internal clock, that internal righteousness that's inside of you that flows. Okay? Blessed greetings of love and tranquility. Great gratitude for the Most High daily. El Sue, thank you so much. Thank you for my teacup. I love this teacup. It's small, but I love it. It's really pretty, and it's inspired me to create my design for my miracle oil bottle. So thank you so much. You've inspired. And thank you, Rob, for the $30 donation, and El Sue for your $20 donation. Keep them coming in. You can scan the QR code and send your donation. I'm not asking for anything. I'm just saying, whatever you got, send it through. It'll help with my projects. So when I look at the perfection of beauty, and I mentioned the Brat and Judy, they call each other beautiful. This is what shines forth. That righteousness comes out of that perfection of beauty. Righteousness shines forth, right? And verse 3, our righteousness, that's our God. Remember, we serve righteousness. We don't serve idols. We serve righteousness. That's a mist, a presence. Omnipresent. So our righteousness comes and it does not keep silence. Before righteousness is a devouring fire. Around righteousness is a mighty tempest. So when we look at the story of Moses and the burning bush, this is what I get from this verse 3, right? And this is what God is. It's a burning fire. Okay, this is what the Most High is. So in verse 4, righteousness calls to the heavens above and to the earth below, that righteousness may judge. Righteousness is people, not just people. Okay, all is not going to stand in the judgment. Some are going to fall and not ever get back up. So in verse 5, it's a quote, gather to me, my faithful ones, who made a covenant with me through sacrifice. So what covenant have you made? What agreement have you made with righteousness through sacrifice? Oh, maybe you're not going to cheat on the person that you're with. Maybe you're going to stay loyal, because even though they're not there with you, you're going to suffer long without them, right? This is the sacrifice. This is what you sacrifice, right? But people who don't do that, they end up in a very messed up situation. So in verse 6, the heavens are declaring the righteousness of the Most High. For God himself is judge, exclamation mark, Selah. So we see that the heavens are declaring righteousness. Righteousness is declared, for righteousness itself is judge, Selah. So when you do something wrong and you're getting, beat for that, somebody loves you and trying to get you on the right way. That's what that is. Somebody loves you up there and is trying to get you on the right way. If you're going through tribulations, if you're going through trials, I've went through my trials. I've went through my tribulations. Now I'm reaping my harvest. Okay. because I planted those attributes of righteousness, that's the Most High, inside of my good soil. Okay, I'm not gonna have sex with you, and you're not on my team. That's counterproductive, right? So coming together with somebody physically, right? You got to be equally yoked. Both of you have to be in the space of the same goals and beliefs and behaviors, right? You may have differences, like some kind of things, the way you look, the way you move about. You may have those differences. However, what stays the same is your goals in the relationship. What is your goals, right? So this is in verse 4, this judging of righteousness and gathering the faithful ones, those who have stuck with the Most High, and suffered and sacrificed, right? The heavens declare the Most High's righteousness, for righteousness is judged, Selah. So listen, people, please listen. I've been in relationships with people, they didn't listen, and they ended up in bad situations because they didn't listen. I'm much older than, the person I used to know. And they told me, I'm going to learn from you. But learning and doing is different. You can learn, but if you don't do, you're not fulfilling the learning. You just stopped learning. So learning is about doing, right? It's about doing. And when I say don't spend that credit card over 23% usage, and you go over and spend the whole thing, what is come on now. You're counterproductive to what my goals are in building credit. So if you don't want to build with me, then you can go. Because the stone that the builder you refuse to build with me, right, is going to be the head of the corner. And then you're going to turn around and look and be like, wow, I should have listened to her. Look at where she is today. I went on my own understanding and now I'm in a fucked up situation. Excuse my French. This video is not for children. So you end up in a messed up situation, right? That's why verse 7 is important. Listen, O my people. Listen, and I will speak. I will testify against you. I am God, your God. And verse 8 says, not for your sacrifices do I rebuke you. No, I'm not going to rebuke you for your sacrifices or your burnt offerings that keep on going before me, I'm not going to accept a bull from your house or goats from or because every beast belongs to me, right? The cattle on 1,000 hills and all the birds of it and all the feet, what moves in the fields belongs to God. So bringing these things as sacrifices is not what is needed. People go to church on Sunday, they give to the church $10, $1, whatever, and then they leave. And then on Monday, they're fussing and cursing each other out. So what is the what are you supposed to do? Guess what? In verse 12, it says, when I were hungry, I wouldn't tell you, for the world and its fullness are mine. So I have a thing where I don't say I'm hungry. I say I'm going to get something to eat. Because blessed are the hungry be fed, the naked clothed, the sick nourished, the elders protected, the infants are cared for, and the animals are loved. Right? So in verse 13, it talks about, do I eat the flesh of animals or drink the blood of animals? That's a rhetorical question. Do you? Verse 14, offer to God a sacrifice of just thank you, giving thanks. Offer to righteousness a sacrifice of thanksgiving, and perform these vows, your vows, to the Most High. I vow to treat people right. I vow to be honest. I vow to be kind. I vow to live in a righteousness. I vow to treat my partner with respect. These are vows you make to the Most High. So when you're making vows in your wedding vows, that's really not to that person. You are making those wedding vows to God. Yes. And when you break them, you're breaking them to God. We are nothing without God. So when you curse me out, you're cursing out God. I'm not God, but I am made in that image, and so are you who curses people out, right? But you don't know who you are because you've just been inundated with evilness, and you are accepting that. Don't accept evilness, because the outcome of evilness is destruction. Evil is going to be destroyed. Wickedness is going to burn up in the fire. Okay? Because we see in verse 3 that God comes and he's not going to keep silence. Before him is a devouring fire, and around him is this mighty tempest. So don't mess with God, children. Don't mess. Don't mess. Okay? Do not. Be honest. So you offer to this righteousness, this mighty one, you offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving. That's it. And performing your vows to the Most High daily. And call upon the Most High in the day of trouble. And the Most High will deliver, and you will glorify that Most High. This is a quote from verse 12 to 15 is a quote. I believe this is Jesus speaking here. God is speaking through that one, that mighty one, right? So this is what God says to the wicked. But to the wicked, God says, what right have you to recite my laws or take my agreements on your lips? What right do you have to do that? You're not doing it. You can talk about it. But are you doing it? Are you performing these vows to the Most High? Because the wicked does not love discipline. The wicked doesn't love discipline. The wicked casts the words of righteousness behind them. They rather curse you out instead of using God's words to deal with folks, because they're not mature in Christ, right? The wicked does not love discipline. They don't love the word of righteousness. They talk all kind of crap, right? Like I just used that F-bomb, right? And the wicked, when they see someone doing something wrong, they're pleased with them. Yeah, they don't say, what you doing cursing this woman out, man? That's not righteous. What are you doing? They're pleased. They don't say nothing. They keep company with adulterers. Yeah, this is what the wicked does, y'all. If this is something you're doing, you need to stop. You keeping company with a hoe, dancing up in the club. Yeah, keeping company with these folks, and they luring you away from your relationship. But I'm thankful because now you're revealed. Now you're revealed after 6 years. You've been revealed that this is what you want. And in verse 19, it speaks of the wicked, what the wicked does. The wicked gives their mouth free rein for evil. Their tongue frames deceit. The wicked sits and speaks against their brother and slanders their own mother's son. Verse 21, these things the wicked have done, and I have been silent. This is what the Most High is like, I've been silent. But the wicked thinks that the Most High was one like them, right? But the Most High is going to rebuke them and lay the charge before them. You've been charged. It's going to be laid in front of you. So in verse 22, this is still Psalm 50, verse 22. Mark this. Then you who forget righteousness, you who forget to be kind and honest, mark this, then you who forget God, lest I tear you apart and there be none to deliver. Exclamation mark. This is very serious. Verse 23, the one who offers thanks as a sacrifice glorifies righteousness and God. So that's why I said to the person, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So the one who offers thanks as a sacrifice glorifies God. To one that orders their way rightly, I will show the salvation of God. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. So when I look at this psalm today, my goodness to life, I feel sorry for people. I really do. My heart breaks because the one who you forgot isn't me. The one who you didn't choose isn't me. You didn't choose God. You didn't choose Jesus. You chose flesh and blood. You chose someone else beside your God, your Savior, your righteousness, your deliverer, your redeemer. And now, what is your life going to become? Because you didn't choose. You don't have to choose me. But choose righteousness. Choose mercy. Choose honesty. That's what we choose. We may not want to be with someone, that's fine. But choose honesty. That's what I did. I had to choose honesty. Selah and Selah again. Here ends the psalm for today. And I want to look at the word today. Oh, goodness. My computer goes to sleep. And I got to wake him back up. So the word today, when I looked at the word today and the psalm today, because the psalm today is about, God is the judge. You can't judge folks. I can't judge folks. I can't put folks into hell or heaven. I don't have that power and authority. However, the one that has that power and authority to do that is who I serve. I don't serve an idol, and I don't worship a Christmas tree or that for that matter. No. I don't. My sister who lives up in Maryland here in the same state invited me for Thanksgiving, and my car has to get serviced. It's when you buy a new car, you have to get its system check. So I'm doing that, and I'm not able to go. However, I don't celebrate the destruction of the oppressed. So Thanksgiving to me is destruction of the oppressed, the Native Americans who were here and who were just destroyed, tribes gone for good, extinction of human beings. So I have a thing about Thanksgiving. I don't do that. And I didn't raise my children up to celebrate the oppressive holidays of the US. Okay, I did not raise them to celebrate that. So it's something that they never, did. But anyway, when I look at the word today is anticipation. And people are anticipating the holidays. They're anticipating, Christmas. My mom loves it. She loves the lights and the this and the blah 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 and all the bling bling. And I'm just like, Mom, that's not what. But anyway, this is what the disguise of the devil does. The devil is a liar. A devil is sneaky, man, and sneaks into people's houses and comes down their chimneys with black boots on. And you tell your children don't talk to strangers, but then there's one in their house leaving gifts. That's creepy to me. Creepy. So tell the children the truth. Thank you for liking this video. I know some of you might be like, what is she talking about? Let's enjoy, the childhood Christmas. And I have those memories as a child, I do have those memories as a child, but we grow up, we're on solid food. We're supposed to be. We're not sucking our mother's tit anymore. We're not on milk. We're on solid food. And that solid food is truth. It's all the lies you've been told as a child. All the lies you've been told as a child. Guess what? You figured out the truth, right? And you may want to lie to your children and tell them the same lie. But for me, I want to live in truth. I want to live in a harmonic pattern. That harmonic pattern has to have truth vibrating. It has to have a frequency of truth. So I am not a person that does Thanksgiving or Christmas or Easter, whatever the case may be, all these different distractions from what's going on in the world today. So anticipation is our word today, and it's brought to us by Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 15. Let's get to it. Let's unpack what this is about. Anticipation. Savoring anticipation deepens my joy. I was telling someone this the other day. I don't want to have sex until I'm married. On the honeymoon, that's the first time you're going to see my body. You know what I mean? And they were like, okay, we can't hug and cuddle. And I'm like, that's what I see. Because when you start a relationship with physical attraction or sex, it's not going to last because the person is not going to always be available or attractive, or you know what I mean? It's not going to always be like that. So when you have a relationship that's beginning with a friendship, your friends, and have that bond together as friends, nothing can come in. Not even yourself can sabotage it, right? Because you have that foundation of friendship. It's not sex. Sex is something that can come later on. But let's get to know each other on a higher level before we get down below. You know what I mean? So then when we go below, we don't go cray-cray. Because when people don't put God first in their relationship, it's going to be arguments, confusion. When they put sex before or physical being before the spiritual, the internal, it's going to be confusion. It's going to be confusion. So I'm glad that I'm aware and I know now, because when you know better, you do better. So I want to do better in my next relationship. I want to do much better so that it can last longer than 6 years. And it wasn't even 6 years. It was 5. It was like, yeah, it was January 20th was when I was asked to get married. So January 20th, 2018. And January 20th, 2024 was that final anniversary celebration. I'm thinking we're going to be together. But I was wrong. So anyway, when I look at the word today, anticipation, this is what I am anticipating: a future with someone that is going to be a lasting future. Yes. So, anticipation, savoring anticipation deepens my joy. So, I'm talking about anticipating physical relationships with people and not having that physical relationship as the foundation of the relationship. Okay. So, looking forward to a special day or event, imagining what it will be like and how I will feel as it's happening. It's the sweet feeling of anticipation, walking down that aisle, looking at the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with, and seeing them there standing and you're coming down the aisle. That's you're anticipating this and sharing vows that are deeply meaningful to God, not even to the person. Like, that person is the middleman. You want to go to the higher person, the higher one. And that special day will arrive quickly enough. In the meantime, I can find joy in the preparations I must attend to and the plans I must make. Like the other day, I looked up wedding invitation. I'm looking up wedding invitation like, oh my goodness, that's pretty. That's nice. This is, and I'm like, what am I doing? So positive expectation also keeps the frustration and disappointment of any setbacks or delays at bay, right? So you are going to stay positive. Positive expectation keeps the frustration and disappointment of any setbacks or delays at bay. I feel time expand as I focus my attention on my positive expectations. So I am positively expecting good things to happen. I adapt to changes as they happen with equanimity and calm. So what does equanimity mean? We have another word today, equanimity. Equanimity is a state of mental stability and balance, right? Where a person is calm and composed, even in difficult situations. So when you adapt to changes as they happen and you adapting to them with a mental stability and balance, where you are calm and composed, even in difficult situations. I've had some that happened. So this equanimity can also be described as an even-mindedness or disposition toward all experiences, regardless of whether they are pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. So equanimity, when somebody leaves you for someone else, for example, and didn't tell you anything, right? Your state of mental stability and balance may be kind of off, but you want to maintain equanimity. You want to have a state of mental stability and balance, because you could hurt somebody. Like the vicious voicemail, she called and cursed me out, right? She didn't have equanimity, where she was calm and composed even in a difficult situation, feeling insecure about the relationship she just got into with someone who didn't tell the person they were with that they were leaving. Okay? Of course you're going to be insecure, because you're like, wait a minute, that person's still there. What's happening? Ah, my goodness. So, mental stability is important. And that's why I said I don't think that person has mental stability, because they're unstable to make a phone call, right? And I'm using this as an example. Someone said I need to just bury it. It was buried October 23rd. It was buried. So November 23rd was a month since it went into the ground. Okay. But when we look at the word today, anticipation, When we adapt to changes as they happen, we want to have equanimity and calm. I discover I have all the time I need to make necessary plans and arrangements, right? Think about that. I relax and return again and again to the joy of anticipation. All right, there's a song, Anticipation. So, and this word today, anticipation, is brought to us by Deuteronomy chapter 16, verse 15. For the Lord your God will bless you in all your produce and in all your undertakings, and you shall surely celebrate. I received that. Deuteronomy 16:15. Oh my goodness. You're going to be at the celebration. Everybody who's on this channel, I want you there, like celebrating in the grace of God, in the abundance of Jesus that gives life and light. So I love that the word today is anticipation. I love that. And I want to go now to the verse today. Thank you so much for liking this video and for tuning in and for being a part of this. You don't have to. I'm taking up your Tuesday morning, your Tuesday rise, blessed grand rise. So therefore, this is from Hebrews 12:28. And Hebrews 12:28 speaks of, therefore, because we are receiving the goodness of righteousness that cannot be shaken, let I be thankful and so worship righteousness acceptably with reverence and awe. Hebrews 12:28. So, what does that mean? Let's unpack it real quick. We are receiving a place, and that place is within us. We are the good soil, and that cannot be shaken. We have to have a mental stability and balance, equanimity. That's your word today, everybody. Equanimity. You want a state of mental stability, because people out here are suffering from mental illness. My heart goes out to folks, okay, suffering from mental illness. And they're not able to be calm and composed in difficult situations because they're dealing with trauma from childhood that has not been resolved yet. So when you deal with trauma from childhood, you're either going to be repressing or depressive. Does that make sense? You're going to repress or you're going to be depressed. So childhood trauma is a serious factor when it comes to mental stability. So a person with equanimity is psychologically stable and composed, even when exposed to emotions, pain, or other things that might cause others to lose their balance. Okay? When you lost your dad, you may have lost your balance. I lost my balance. My son passed away. I lost it, right? Because I was exposed to these emotions and pain and other things that have caused me to lose that balance, lose that equanimity. So we want to have an even-mindedness. A person with equanimity is even-minded and balanced, especially in times of conflict. Believe that. Unbiased mind. A person with equanimity has an unbiased mind that focuses on the shared humanity of everyone. Not because you're from the Caribbean, you don't want to wear Caribbean, things because your ex is from the Caribbean. What? You're black too. We're all black. We all come from the same God. But that's an insecure person. So a person who is unbiased, they share that humanity of everyone and their equal desire to find happiness and avoid suffering, right? Now, equanimity, a person with equanimity suspends judgment of experiences as being intrinsically good or bad. So the word equanimity comes from the Latin word equanimitias, which is a derivative of equanimous and equanimous, meaning calm, composed. Okay. I was very calm and composed when a student and I had a meeting on the phone and she was very rude. I was calm and composed. I practiced equanimity back there and I didn't even realize that was the word for it. So Deuteronomy tells us, for righteousness will bless you in all your produce, like your creative projects, things that you're working on. Righteousness is going to bless you in all that you produce and in all your undertakings, and you shall surely celebrate. Deuteronomy 16 verse 15 is not no lie. This is happening to me. Okay. The celebration part hasn't reached yet, but the production of what I'm doing and the undertakings of my life and what I'm doing. Look at the hawks up there in the sky. Beautiful. Is because of the Lord, because of God, righteousness, grace, mercy, compassion, long suffering, honesty, all of that is the Most High is blessing you all out there today with all that you produce and in all your undertakings, and you shall surely celebrate. This is Deuteronomy 16:15. So isn't that a good thing when you place yourself with the Most High first? That's why, we call Selassie first, because God is first, that Trinity. Okay, this picture here isn't something that was created an image of, or they made this out of their mind. This picture is happened. That event happened when Selassie first was crowned King of Kings. This is the picture of what he looked like when he was crowned King of Kings. He was in Time magazine. They took pictures. Okay, nobody created an idol of that. That was there already. Unlike the picture of Jesus that was created by the slave master, making him white, blonde hair, blue eyes, stringy hair, when his hair is supposed to be like wool. Like, what's happening? So it's not about Christianity. It's not about Rastafarianism. It's about righteousness. It's about love. It's about kindness. It's about one love. It's about equanimity. Okay? It's about all that. So when you don't have that, guess what? You're lacking in your relationship with the Most High. You have to go and plant your tree. You are the tree planted by the rivers of water that bring forth fruit in due time. This is what Deuteronomy is talking about. You're going to celebrate these fruits. That's your work. What work are you doing? What are you producing? Or are you just consuming? What are you producing? My daughter is planting food where she and her partner bought a house. They bought a house, and out in their yard, they're planting food. Yes. Cucumbers, all the stuff that they can eat. This is important. What are you producing? Or are you just going to Walmart, dropping $200 and consuming? Because the world says, you better get a turkey on that table. You better get a ham on that table. You better get some other deaders on that table, some ham hocks and some what do they call it? Chitlins on that table. We are not a slave anymore. We're free. We should not eat like slaves. We should eat like royalty, kings and queens. Okay? That's how we should eat. The soul food that people eat is sucking their soul. After they eat it, they want to go to sleep. They call it, itis, some kind of eat and sleep kind of situation. So what is it? Like, what is it that you are producing? So we see in the verse today, Hebrews, because we are receiving, okay, repeat after me. I receive the glory of God. I receive it because that glory of God cannot be shaken. The wicked is burning in the fire. The wicked is complaining. The wicked is fussing and arguing and calling people names. That's the wicked who does it. Look, somebody's taking a jog outside. This is what the wicked does. But the righteous cannot be shaken. So the righteous does what? They're thankful. Let I and I be thankful, and so worship righteousness acceptably with reverence and awe. Okay, that's Hebrews chapter 12, verse 28. Selah and Selah again. That is the wrap up, y'all, of the psalm. But before I go, I wanted to share. I have my memoir. This is part one. That's me as a child in the Virgin Islands. This part one is called Child of the U.S. Virgin Islands. This is part one. Okay, that's me as a child. That's me there as an adult. Yay. So this is my memoir. It has 4 chapters, as you can see, 4 chapters. This is the part 1. Part 2 is coming out, and part 2 is going to be juicy. My attorney says you can't use certain people's names. You got to have a disclaimer. So I'm going to have a disclaimer. But anyway, I'm sending this out to my friend in the Virgin Islands, my childhood friend Shani. She has a beauty store. And these 2 books are going to her. So I have to sign, sign them for her. So if you are interested in receiving a copy of this book, let me know, because you can get to read about who I am. Actually, not who I am, but my parents, chapter 1, chapter 2, USVI Talented Teen Queen, and chapter 3, Love City Queen, and chapter 4, Holder Sewer's Guest House. So we have 4 chapters about the beginning of kind of my childhood. My parents, who they were, who they are. My dad is not here anymore physically. And then at 14, I competed in a talented teen competition. At 16, I competed in a Island Queen competition called Love City. St. John is called Love City. And then my grandmother's guest house, where I grew up, watching her with her business. So this book, it has some pictures. It has some pictures in it. Okay, so this is a keepsake. This I did this really for my children. This was for my children. It's to my parents, to my sisters, my brother, my other sister. This is to my children I birthed. And then I have my uncle's poem that he wrote called VI Child. And to the children I borrow to teach, to the children I have yet to meet, thank you all for staying kind, respectful, and sweet. I love you all very much. To all my teachers for taking time to make learning fun and always allowing me to make mistakes without judgment, making me learn even more. Wow. This was copyrighted 2021, and this is my part 1 memoir. So get a copy. This is on Amazon. If you want, I can put the link in the description after I upload this video. Thank you so much for joining Chant A Psalm. I am so glad that we have. Thank you for liking this video, by the way. You don't even have to do that, but some of you did, and I'm thankful for that. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day, everyone, and remember to stand in love, okay? Don't fall in it because you can get hurt. I broke my arm. Have a blessed day, everyone, and remember to stand in love. Don't fall in it. I am heading outside to take a walk. Have a blessed day, everyone. Take good care of yourselves. Take good care of yourselves and remember to stand in love. Don't fall in it.